Lila walked through the bustling market rows under the golden sun. The air smelled of fresh morning dew and sweet citrus rinds. Silas stood proudly behind a mountain of bright, colorful produce. Welcome to the Starry Hill Farm Stall, the best in town. I'm looking for something special for a summer fruit cake. You have come to the right place for the sweetest harvest. These red apples look like they were painted by a master. I picked them just 3 hours ago from the southern orchard. Lila touched the smooth skin of a large, shiny, crimson apple. It feels firm and cool, perfect for a crunchy dessert filling. We use organic methods to keep the flavor pure and natural. Do you have anything that tastes a bit more like sunshine? Silas pointed to a crate filled with fuzzy, golden orange peaches. Those look like little velvet pillows resting in the wooden box. They possess a fragrance that can fill a whole entire house. I can smell them from here, and it is truly wonderful. May I take a closer look at that one in the corner? Silas carefully handed a heavy, ripe peach to the young woman. The skin is so soft, almost like a piece of silk fabric. Be careful. The juice inside is waiting to escape at any moment. I need exactly 6 of these for my secret family recipe. I will select the most perfect ones for your culinary masterpiece. The market seems much busier than it was last Saturday morning. People travel from the city just to taste our famous stone fruits. I prefer to buy directly from the person who grew the food. That is the only way to ensure the quality is truly top tier. Silas placed the selected peaches into a small protective paper nest. My basket is already starting to look like a vibrant rainbow. A rainbow that you can eat is the best kind of rainbow. Do you grow these purple plums on your farm as well? Those are from the old trees near the Silver Creek bed. They are dark as the night sky, but sweet as pure honey. Lila imagined the dark juice swirling into her white cake batter. I will take a small bag of those mysterious plums too. Silas used a pair of wooden tongs to gather the fruit. We try to handle every piece with the greatest possible care. I appreciate that you don't use any plastic bags at this stall. Nature provides the fruit, so we must protect nature in return. That is a very beautiful way to think about your daily work. Let's see what else catches your eye in this sun-drenched row. Silas reached for a smooth, skin-shining nectarine from the middle shelf. This variety is called Ruby Fire because of its intense color. It has no fuzz on the outside, unlike its peach cousins. I often find nectarines to be a little bit too tart. This specific harvest is remarkably balanced between sweet and acidic notes. Silas took a small knife and carved a tiny, perfect wedge. Here, try a sample to see the quality for yourself, Lila. She took the slice and bit into the firm, juicy fruit. Oh, the flavor is exploding like a firework in my mouth. It reminds me of the long summers the first spent at grandmother's. Fruit has a magical way of holding on to our favorite memories. I definitely need a dozen of these for my weekend party. They will hold their shape beautifully if you bake them whole. I am planning to serve them with a side of cream. That sounds like a dessert fit for a king or queen. Silas started weighing the nectarines on his old copper scale. I love the sound of the metal weights clicking together today. Digital machines are fast, but they have no soul or character. The needle moved steadily toward the 2-kilogram mark on the dial. You have a very steady hand for such a delicate task. After 10 years of the market, I can guess the weight. Lila watched as the golden nectarines filled her wicker basket space. Your stall is the most organized one I have seen today. A clean display shows respect for the fruit and the customer. Is it true that you also have wild mountain berries? We keep the berries in the shade to prevent the bruising. Silas pulled a small basket of dark blueberries from below. They look like tiny sapphires hidden away in the cool darkness. These were gathered by hand at the edge of the forest. Wild fruit always has a much more concentrated and deep taste. I will use them to decorate the top of the cake. They will provide a lovely contrast to the orange peach slices. You have a very good eye for color and design, Lila. Baking is like painting, but you get to eat the art. I wish every customer was as passionate about food as you. The world would be a much tastier place if that happened. I'm going to tell all my friends about Starry Hill. Word of mouth is the best fertilizer for a small farm. Lila, check her shopping list one more time for any items. Only one thing remains, and that is a bunch of grapes.
Tell me why you want to learn English. The 3 most interesting comments will get 10 English lessons absolutely free.
Silas lifted a heavy, dusty purple bunch of grapes with a grin. These are Concord grapes, famous for their jelly-like interior texture. The color is so deep it almost looks like dark ink. They possess a very strong aroma that travels on the wind. Lila leaned forward to catch the sweet, musky scent of grapes. It smells like a vintage vineyard during the autumn harvest season. Many people use them to make fresh juice for their children. I might use them for a chilled summer fruit soup instead. That is a very creative and refreshing idea for a hot day. Are the seeds very large in this particular variety of grape? They are small, but the flavor is mostly in the skin. I will take 2 large bunches for my kitchen table display. Silas placed them carefully on the very top of the basket. They look like a crown resting on the other colorful fruits. I'm worried about the weight of my basket getting too high. The handle is reinforced with strong willow branches for heavy loads. I should have brought a wagon for all these wonderful things. Next time, I can deliver a crate directly to your bakery. That would be a very convenient service for my busy mornings. We love supporting local businesses that appreciate our hard work here. What is the total cost for all these treasures today, Silas? Let me calculate the final sum on my small wooden chalkboard. He wrote down the numbers with a piece of white chalk. The peaches, nectarines, plums, berries, and the purple grapes today. It comes to a very fair price for such fresh products. Lila reached into her purse to find the necessary silver coins. I am happy to pay for the effort you put into farming. It is a tough job, but the sunrise makes it worth. I often see the sunrise while I am kneading the dough. We are both early birds working with the gifts of nature. Silas accepted the payment with a polite and grateful nod. Your support helps us plant new trees for the next generation. I hope to come back here for many years to come. The market would be a lonelier place without your bright smile. I will bring you a slice of the cake next week. That would be a wonderful treat for our hungry farm crew. I will use the Ruby Fire nectarines as the main star. I cannot wait to hear what you think of the flavor. Silas started to pack some extra mint leaves for free. These will add a nice touch of green to your basket. Lila took the fresh mint and breathed in the cool scent. Mint and peaches are a match made in culinary heaven today. I also grow a little bit of lemon verbena over there. That would add such a delicate citrus note to the dessert. Silas plucked a few stems of the fragrant green herb gently. You have a very generous heart for a busy market morning. When the harvest is good, we must share the abundance around. The sun is getting higher and the market is getting louder. I should probably head back to my kitchen to start baking. The fruit is at its best when it is handled immediately. I have a long walk ahead of me through the park. The shade of the oak trees will keep the basket cool. Silas adjusted his straw hat as a breeze ruffled his shirt. It has been a pleasure talking about fruit with you, Lila. I feel more inspired than I did when I woke up. Creativity starts with the ingredients we choose for our work. I will take a photo of this beautiful basket for my blog. People need to see the art that grows in our soil. Silas stood back so she could capture the perfect light angle. The colors look like a painting against the old wooden stall. I will tag Starry Hill Farm so everyone can find you. We appreciate the digital shout-out in this modern world of ours. Lila carefully lifted the heavy wicker basket by the sturdy handle. It is quite a workout for my arms this morning. Silas, think of it as training for whisking all that heavy cream. She laughed and started to step away from the wooden counter. Wait, you forgot your small bag of dried apricot snacks. These are for the walk home to keep your energy high. You are far too kind to a stranger in the market. In this community, nobody stays a stranger for very long at all. Lila tucked the small bag into the side of her dress. I will enjoy these under the big tree in the square. Have a wonderful and productive day at the bakery, my friend. I hope the oven stays at the perfect temperature for you. I will keep a close eye on the thermometer all afternoon. Farewell for now, Silas, until the next sunny market day comes. Silas waved his hand as she merged into the happy crowd. He turned back to reorganize his crates for the next guest. The life of a farmer is full of these small connections. Lila felt a sense of peace as she walked toward home. Halfway through the park, Lila sat on a wooden bench. She looked at the peaches and felt a sense of gratitude. Every fruit represented months of waiting and careful farm work. She opened the bag of dried apricots Silas gave her earlier. They were chewy and sweet, like a concentrated burst of summer. A small bird landed nearby, hoping for a tiny little crumb. Lila enjoyed the quiet moment before the busy kitchen hours began. She thought about the way Silas spoke about his old trees. There's a deep soul in people who work with the earth. Her cake would be more than just food. It would be a story of the southern orchard and the Silver Creek plums. She stood up, feeling refreshed by the shade and the snack. The wicker basket felt a little lighter on her determined arm. She reached the door of her small, cozy bakery on the corner. The bell on the door chimed a happy welcome as she entered. The smell of yeast and flour was waiting for the fruit. She placed the basket on the large central wooden prep table. Each nectarine glowed under the indoor lights like a precious jewel. She started to wash the berries in a bowl of cool water. The purple grapes sat in a ceramic dish, looking very elegant. Lila felt a rush of excitement for the project ahead of her. She sharpened her favorite knife to slice the peaches very thinly. The juice stained the cutting board in a beautiful orange shade. She remembered Silas's warning about the ripeness of the fruit. Every slice was perfect, juicy, and full of intense tropical flavor. The oven began to hum as it reached the desired heat level. She hummed a little tune that matched the rhythm of her work. The nectarines went into the pan with a little bit of sugar. The kitchen was transforming into a fragrant paradise of fruit scents. She felt a connection to the farm even while in the city. This was the true meaning of the local food cycle today. The plums were next, their dark skins providing a bold color. She saved a few mint leaves for the final garnish later. The cake was finally ready to go into the hot waiting oven. She set the timer and took a deep breath of satisfaction. Now, all she had to do was wait for the magic to happen. She cleaned the table, thinking of Silas and his copper scales. She hoped he was having a good afternoon at the market stall. The sun moved across the floor, marking the passing of time. Lila smiled, knowing the harvest was in very good hands. A week later, Lila returned to the market with a small box. Silas was busy helping an elderly man with some green apples. He looked up, and his face lit up with a huge smile. The baker returns with a mysterious and wonderful smelling gift. I promised you a slice of the cake, and I kept my word. She placed the box on the counter and opened the lid gently. Inside was a beautiful tart decorated with all the fruits. The nectarines and peaches looked like a sunset on the crust. Silas looked at the cake as if it were a rare treasure. This is the most beautiful thing I have seen all month. He took a small fork and tasted a piece of the fruit. The flavor of the ruby fire nectarine was even better baked. You have captured the essence of my farm in this dessert. It was easy because the ingredients were already so very perfect. My crew will be so happy when they see this after work. I used every single berry and every single mint leaf today. I am glad nothing went to waste from our last meeting. I am here today to buy some of those famous dark cherries. They just arrived this morning, and they're deep as wine. Silas reached for a new basket and started to fill it up. The cycle of the seasons is a beautiful thing to witness. I feel like I have found a new friend at this stall. The market is not just about selling, it is about sharing. Lila looked at the cherries and felt the same old excitement. How is the harvest looking for the rest of the month, Silas? The pears are ripening fast, and the apricots are nearly done. I will have to come back sooner to catch the last ones. I will save a special crate for you behind the wooden counter. That is the best VIP service a baker could ever ask for. The sun was shining just as brightly as it did last time. The market was a sea of colors, sounds, and happy people. Lila felt a deep sense of belonging in this local square. She paid for the cherries and shared a laugh with Silas. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the rest of that cake. I will savor every single bite of this baked fruit art. She waved goodbye and started her walk back to the bakery. Silas watched her go, feeling proud of his dusty purple grapes. The connection between the soil and the soul was very strong. Everything was right in the world of the local market today. The story of the fruit and the baker continued into the evening.